Welcome to another installment of 5 Minutes of Zen. This is a series on meditation, hopefully enticing you to begin a practice of meditation yourself, or at least consider the philosophy behind the meditative traditions, particularly the Buddhist tradition of Zen. So, we were previously talking about two truths. One is relative reality, and one ultimate reality. What delineates these two from each other is that one reality is considered something that does not arise and will not disappear, meaning it doesn't have a beginning or an end. The other, relative, is considered relative because all of the diverse things that are going on in that reality have an origin and an ending. It is the nature of all of the things in relative reality to be constructed out of causes and effects, meaning there's a cause that creates an effect, which creates part of another cause. Anyway, the idea is that they are all entangled and supporting each other, and that nothing within relative reality has its own nature. This is what the Buddha taught. We better start the clock so we don't go terribly over our 5 minutes as usual. What the Buddha taught was something called pratitya samutpada, and that just means codependent origination, meaning all things depend on things. This dependence means that they do not have their own nature. They don't have their own reality. Everything can be deconstructed and found to be supported by something else ad infinitum until you have nothing there. This is what the quantum physics field is very interested in right now. Every time they go a little deeper to find what are things made of, it just keeps going back until they get into ideas of pure probability. Now this upsets materialists who think that there must be something actually here. The Buddha, several thousand years ago, said no. It is all codependent origination, and when one walks it back, it is all based on perception and mind. In Zen tradition, there is original mind. That is why one meditates, so that they can have an experience of original mind. And that is considered an experience of ultimate reality. Original mind didn't arise. It's not codependent. It's not part of pratitya samutpada. It is the basis on which all else is. So original mind is pure without any particular perceptions. It's beyond the duality of a this and a that, of an up and a down, of an on and an off. It's just simply pure existence or pure mind. Nothing is going on there. No particular thing is going on except its own presence, which did not arise and will not pass. From that perspective, one realizes that the relative reality is also mind. It's not different than the original reality or the original mind. It's just that things are going on there. Perceptions are occurring. The mind is being drawn out through a particular body and having experiences and quantifying things and naming things and labeling and observing and coming up with the math and science and languages and all of the things that are considered knowledge in relative reality, which are considered a lower knowledge in comparison to ultimate reality. Now, you may say, well, who gets to judge that? You. You have to be the judge. If you have never experienced original mind, if you have never endeavored to meditate and find that way back to the very essence of what you truly are when you are not having all these experiences, then you have no way to compare or judge, and you are only judging from a place of relative reality. So the challenge with Zen practice is for you to find out for yourself. That has always been the dictum of Buddhism. You have to find out for yourself. The Buddha would often say, don't believe me. Now, I've had the experience. You can trust me. I'm not trying to trick you, but you have to have the experience yourself. You have to work out this problem and find your way to this experience on your own. I can only point the way there. I can't take you there, and I can't present it to you. Things that can be presented to you, as I'm doing now, are part of relative reality. But we can take clues from this relative reality and walk it back and find ultimate reality. Once one knows that, the power of this relative reality, all of its fears and anxieties and problems, suddenly take on a whole new dimension. They don't control you in the same way anymore because you have a perspective of what's real and what's simply occurring on a relative plane. So that is the challenge, and that is the reason one does this Zen practice, is so that you can truly know for yourself the difference between relative reality and ultimate reality. So we'll talk more on this on the next installment of 5 Minutes of Zen.